Hello guys, we are going to talk about reptiles today. Okay, let's go ahead. I had a very nice video from YouTube about a fight between iguana and snakes, but it seems that I can't play it because BBC doesn't like their videos being played on somebody else's videos, so I recommend you to follow this link down up here, Iguana vs Snakes Planet Earth 2. It's an amazing video. It's one of the best things I have seen in my life in an animal documentary. So take a look to it and just let me think what you know about it. So you have here an iguana and take a look to the video, okay? So let's go ahead. Vertebrates. You remember the 5 groups of vertebrates: fish, amphibians, reptiles, mammals, and birds. We're going to talk today about reptiles. Just let me hide myself because we have plenty of information today. And I don't want to bother you. So, see you later. Okay, let's go ahead. What are reptiles? Reptiles are generally terrestrial vertebrates which in many cases move by crawling or slithering. Main characteristics of reptiles. Okay, you remember, I think you remember more or less the characteristics of amphibians. So reptiles is just the next evolution of amphibians, okay? They are moving away from water, so we'll see the difference between them. The first difference is that in this case, unlike amphibians that had a thin skin with glands, reptiles, they have thick skins with the scales. You can see here the big scales, and their skin looks really rough. What more? They have 4 legs with 5 toes and claws. See here this nice picture. You can see the 4 legs. They have lungs for breathing, so they don't have cutaneous respiration anymore. Reptiles, some of them, they can live on water, but they breathe through lungs. They don't have cutaneous respiration. And finally, like fish, like amphibians, they are ectothermic. They are cold-blooded animals. They need the sun to increase their temperature. If they are too hot, they go to a shade and then their temperature goes down. That means to be ectothermic. You've seen many times turtles just taking a bath in the sun in the morning. That's why they are cold, so they go to the sun just to increase their body temperature. Okay? These differences, thick skin, lungs for breathing, and have allowed reptiles to move away from water, and they are adapted for life on land. Nutrition in reptiles. Take a look to this. I hope the BBC is not going to take down this video. Let's see it again. What we see here, we see something moving here that looks like a spider. We see a bird just trying to catch the spider, and then a snake that comes out, which is camouflaged between the stones, and just and captures the bird. Wow, that's what's happening here. So here it is. It is a snake that has a tail in the shape of a spider. So it just freezes. It starts moving the tail as it was a spider to attract a bird or some kind of predator of insects, and when it's here, it's closed, it just captures the bird. It's amazing, eh? This is the spider-tailed horned viper, which lives in places like Iran, for instance. So yes, as you have guessed, most reptiles, they are carnivores, okay? But we have some other reptiles that are herbivores, such as tortoises and iguanas. They are herbivores, you see it here. And in your book it says that lizards, they are also herbivores, but most of them, they are not. They eat insects, so we can consider them as carnivores. Okay? What's next? Reproduction in reptiles. This is very interesting. It's quite different from amphibians, and you'll see that it really is interesting. Reptiles, as you know, well, as amphibians, as fish, they are mostly oviparous. But what's the difference? The difference is that, wait a second, what's happening here? They have two key adaptations for living away from water. The first adaptation is that they reproduce sexually like amphibians, but in this case they have internal fertilization. Amphibians and fish, they had external fertilization, but in this case they have internal fertilization. Why is that? That's because when they move away from the water, there is a danger of the eggs, the external fertilization, getting dry. That means that, as you remember, reptiles, the female lays the eggs outside in the water, and then the male comes and fertilizes the eggs. This happens in water, so there is no risk of desiccation, but if this same process is going to happen outside of the water, then we have the risk of the eggs getting dry, of desiccating. So to prevent this, the adaptation of reptiles is that the fertilization is internal, is within the female within the body of the female. What's the other adaptation? The other adaptation is that they lay amniotic eggs with an impermeable shell. Okay, so that's a key difference also. This impermeable shell avoids the interior of the shell to get dry, and it allows that oxygen and humidity from the outside enters within the egg. So these two key adaptations are just from moving away of the water and adapting to land. Main types of reptiles. Today is going to be a bit tricky, okay? So be prepared because we have several types of reptiles. It's not very easy, but I'm sure you will be able to get the idea. First of all, we have chelonians, like turtles. These kind of reptiles, they have an external shell, okay? Very easy to remember. Second kind, cocodrillians. Caimans, alligators, they are big, they have big teeth, big jaws, they are large, okay? They have big scales, thick skin. And then we have squamates, okay? You see here what's happening. There is a snake, and then there is this layer. It is changing the skin. It is molding. So in Spanish, scales, you know, is escamas. So maybe this helps you remember this group. Escamas, los escamados. Okay, squamates. They change their skin. So in this group, there are two subgroups. From one side, they are saurians, okay? They have 4 legs, and then they are like lizards, iguanas, chameleons, and then there are ophidians, which are the snakes, okay? They don't have legs. So both saurians and ophidians, they change their skin, okay? That's the main characteristic of squamates. Let's take a closer look to each group. Chelonians. They can be aquatic, they can be terrestrial. They don't have teeth. Their mandibles, they form a beak. You see it here, very clear. And they have a shell, okay, where they can hide, and that protects them. Cocodrillians. They can live in water. They can walk on land also. They can be very large, several meters long. They have big scales in the skin, and they are powerful predators with powerful jaws and strong teeth. Okay, they are saying hi to you. What more? They have a flat muscular tail, which not only helps them swim, but also it helps them jump out of the water if they want to catch a prey outside. For instance, a bird in a tree or something like that, they can jump out of the water and chase for the prey. Next kind of reptile, squamates. They have also another characteristic, is that some of them, they have the forked tongue. Okay, you know that they smell through this tongue. It's a smelling organ. And they regularly mold. They change their skin when they grow up, and You see it here very well. This chameleon is changing the skin, and you have it here. Okay. The two main groups, saurians, they are mostly terrestrial. Some of them, they can shed their tails to distract predators. And this tail did grow it later. And some examples are lizards, iguanas, chameleons. And then ophidians, they can be terrestrial or aquatic. They have a very long body and no legs. And as you know, some snakes, they have a venomous bite. Cool reptiles. Here are some fun facts about reptiles. For instance, spitting cobras. They use venom spray as a defense mechanism against predators. Crocodiles, you've seen them walking, but did you know that they can run as fast as 24 kilometers per hour? That's amazing, huh? That's very, very fast. So if sometimes you see a crocodile outside of the water and you think that they cannot move very fast and you want to approach them, just be very careful because they can move really, really fast. Look at this one, common basilisk. It runs on water to escape from predators. It runs also as fast as the crocodile, more than 25 kilometers per hour. And finally, chameleons. A chameleon's tongue is twice the length of its body. They use it to catch insects. Okay. So, that's it. Let's go back to our mind map. We've seen fish in the first video, and you remember the two kinds of fish, bony fish, cartilaginous fish. Next we saw amphibians, two kinds of amphibians with no tail called anurans, and with tail called urodels. And then now we have reptiles, three main kinds, chelonians, turtles, tortoises, crocodilians, alligators, caiman, crocodiles, and squamates, that they change their skin, divided in two groups, saurians with legs, ophidians with no legs. And thank you very much. Just let me come back here just to see you later, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Goodbye.